We're back with Moe Racine, again, CFL Hall of Famer, 4-time Grey Cup champion in 5 visits. Mo, just before we left, we were talking about kicking, and I mean, very unique situation, and I don't think you'll ever see it again where actually a lineman, becomes a kicker, I mean, with the specialization of a kicker. But that really speaks to your athleticism or athlete, even going back to high school and different sports, but very unique situation. I don't think we'll ever see it. I think the other thing we talked about baseball, if you baseball game was 17 or 18 innings and all of a sudden you ran out of pitchers, you might end up having the shortstop or first baseman come in to throw. But an offensive line and kicking, absolutely remarkable, a unique situation.
Definitely it was. And in those days too, they just paid you as a lineman, not a kicker either. So, but in 1962, I got double my salary because of Moe Racine, because I started to kick. But before that, it was just brutal to play. Professional sport is a hard sport. It's not just a game. I mean, it's not like kill to be killed, but you're out there to win. And I hated to lose. I was, from day one when I was on Belmont Street here in the East End, I hated to lose. I was a winner. And that's probably why I survived so long. But I trained very hard. I was a good athlete, but I also trained. I trained hard. Even when I played in my older years, I'd go to the YMCA at noon and play handball. I put in an hour of playing handball for my reactions, and so I trained and ran, and I always stayed in good shape. I didn't smoke, so I was in good shape all the time. I could breathe. I was, and I was lucky. I only missed a few games in my life in 17 years, so I was fortunate that way. But it always goes back to my father. My father was a strong man. My goodness, he even let get on their horse and lift it off the ground. He was that strong. Oh, and that's where I got his strength. I didn't have big muscles, but I was very strong. I found that out later because some of my friends I played against, told me how strong I was. So I didn't really know my strength. You don't know as a person until you get hit, and hit.
So there was no... with Dad, there was no compromising then with that, that was one way or the...
Yeah, that's
and that was
the way
time.
I played.
And
I
played
hard. I trained hard, so that's why I lasted. And one thing too is that I had the ability to run. I could run very fast. I mean, even Frank Clare, we'd bring some halfbacks into training camp to see, he wanted to see how fast they were. They'd race them against me. So as a lineman, I could run. And that helped me. And play it on the offensive line. They don't get at your knees like on defense. So that also helped. But mind you, I played a lot of football because I was on a kickoff return. I kicked off, and I played offensive line. I also went downfield for third down punts, and I did the kicking. So I earned my money on the football field. But I enjoyed it because, like I said, I love sports and I hated to lose. So whenever we won, and we won a lot in Ottawa.
Yeah, I mean, and that's quite a force when you couple size with speed. I mean, that is an enviable situation. And you got back to saying, and we can't stress enough, that it's still, there's talent, but there's hard work. And I mean, for you, I mean, one of the statistics here that is truly remarkable, Mo, is 17 seasons and only missing 9 games. And I was going to allude to, well, what was the secret? Well, the secret was you worked very hard at it. And actually, till today, I mean, I think today when we set this interview up, you were happy that it was in the afternoon because you were going to work out this morning.
Yep.
So, I mean, 17 seasons and only missing 9 games is absolutely extraordinary. And I mean, you must be, I mean, there's the 4 Grey Cups and everything else, but you got to be pretty proud of that.
Yeah, and the reason I got hurt, I missed 9 games, is I shouldn't have even been on the field. One of my teammates was tired on a kickoff return or something like that, or a kickoff, and it was a kickoff. I wasn't kicking anymore, so I said, well, I'll take your spot. So I went downfield for him, then I got hit under the shoulder pads by a helmet, and it broke my big bone, the big scapula at the back. and my goodness, did that hurt. But that's how I missed those games, or I probably wouldn't have missed games.
So that was your worst injury then?
It was my worst, but I had a lot of knee injuries. But in those days, you were given a shot. They'd freeze your knee or whatever body parts, and you played. I was knocked out in Hamilton for about 5 minutes on the field, and I played in the second half. You know, that's where the part of football in our days is that you played. You played hurt all the time, so.